What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We've got a great video for you guys today. We're going to go over 20 tips for brand new Amazon Flex drivers. Before we jump into this video, we wanted to give a quick shout out to Work Solo. Work Solo is the best platform out there for gig economy drivers, hands down. It gets you guaranteed pay based on community-driven data in your area, as well as expense tracking and a plethora of other features. The best part is our listeners can get a free $10 just by signing up and linking their app once they use our referral code linked in the description below. So check that out, guys. Might as well get your free $10. Let's jump into the video. Alrighty, so the name of the game always with flex driving is becoming a level 2 driver. That way you can reserve blocks as quickly as possible. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the video. But essentially most of these tips are going to be catered around how you can just start getting more blocks, doing them faster, making more money, so on and so forth. But the number one tip, and I think the number one mistake most new flex drivers make, is not tracking their expenses. It feels like free money until April and May come around. You want to make sure you're tracking everything you can, writing off as much as you can. Consult a tax accountant or a licensed CPA if you have more questions about what that would look like for flex driving. On top of that, that same note is if you are putting in heavy miles, you definitely want to be tracking your miles. This is going to be where the bulk of your write-offs will come into play. Our next tip is to make sure that you have the right car insurance. Most insurance carriers don't cover any type of gig economy work on just their normal insurance plans. A company that's really good that I recommend is Buckle. Buckle Insurance is great for gig economy work. We've got a link down in the description below. And a lot of other companies will cover you for as low as $8 a month. You definitely want that peace of mind while you're out there delivering. Our next tip is investing in a good phone mount. Me personally, I always preferred the magnetic ones, but I think the main rule of thumb here is don't get a cheap one because it will crap out on you way faster than you think. I would say stay away from the ones that suction to your window. Stay away from the ones that you put in your AC or your AC vents. Those, honestly, I've never had good experiences with. You want to pay decent money for a good phone mount. Don't be paying $5-6, at some crappy store for some cheap mount that won't last you, because you will put a lot of life into that mount. My next tip is I always prefer using Google Maps or Waze for navigation. This is usually more up to date in my opinion. And so any closures or things that you need to know about, you're going to get the most up-to-date information on those apps. My next tip after that is to start tracking your tips, start learning about the most lucrative areas to deliver on. That way when you go to reserve blocks, you know which areas to stay away from and which ones to go for. Once you do hit level 2, then you unlock the Amazon rewards, which allows you to reserve those blocks. So that's really should be your first goal once you sign up, is to unlock those rewards ASAP so that you can start reserving blocks and getting the ones that you prefer. That way you can develop a little bit of a schedule and rhythm in how you do it. My next, and honestly this is one of the most important tips, is when you are picking up your packages each day, it's very, very important that you organize them by area code. That way you're not shuffling around through boxes and wasting time at each location that you stop at. On kind of that same note, I like to keep boxes in my car. That way if I have multiple packages going to one place, I can stack them all in that box. And that is very common. You will run into that quite often. So having a way where you can keep all of them in one box is awesome. On top of that, if you get a collapsible wagon that you can open up, it helps to just set all of those boxes in that wagon and pull it to the door. It's another little bonus tip for you because I didn't write that one down. My next tip, another very important one, is to double and triple check your delivery instructions. What happens to me most often is people a lot of times don't want the package delivered to the front door. They want it at the back door. I've had people that have told me to just throw it over their fence. Don't ask me why, but always check the delivery instructions because you need to be delivering these the right way. Next tip is if you try to do a delivery that requires a signature, or for some reason you just need them to accept it by hand and they're not there, always try to re-deliver it at the end of your shift as you guys, as the experienced delivery drivers know, if you start coming back frequently with packages that are undelivered, like, you can literally get deactivated for that eventually. So you always want to make sure you're doing everything you can to deliver a package the same day you got it. If you don't, I definitely recommend always contacting Amazon support about it and just letting them know that you tried multiple times. That's going to go a long way with them. On that note, our next tip is to proactively communicate with Amazon support on all issues, problems, anything. You don't want any of it potentially reflecting negatively on you and getting deactivated. They have plenty of people looking to sign up and drive. The honest truth is you're nothing to them. So always do everything you can to stay proactive with them to ensure you can stay on the app. On that next note is keeping your app updated at all times. One thing that screwed me up in the past is failing to update it, just not noticing it, and then wondering why my app is going haywire at certain times. Next thing I would say is utilize podcasts, audiobooks, or some kind of educational content while you're on the road. I've done this so much in the past where I've literally gone through entire online courses on different topics I was interested in, and I've learned new skills just by literally having good content on. Don't just listen to music all day. Use that time wisely. You're basically doubling up on your efficiency in life. Next tip would be to stack Amazon Flex with other delivery apps. So if you know you have slower time blocks, it doesn't hurt to turn on Uber Eats and give a few deliveries there. If you're just killing time, you might as well make money during it. Don't be afraid to look into other apps to partner with this. Next app tip would be use rewards apps to save on gas. GetUpside is my personal favorite. I a lot of times find deals where I get 25 cents off per gallon. I have a diesel car, so that helps because diesel usually gets better deals. But utilizing gas apps, even if it's only saving you 3 cents a gallon, in the long term, that's a lot more money than you'd think. Our next tip is to make sure you're waking up early to claim the best blocks, especially initially early on in your flex driving career. You need to be getting up super early so you can claim the blocks that you want the most. Next, I would say, is probably just knowing the times to work. Christmas season is always the easiest one to just really kill it on. If you're not doing this full time and you do it seasonally, November and December are great times, but just pay attention to the holidays, events, anything going on that would encourage people to order stuff so that there's an increase in orders overall. Next tip would be to be on time. Don't cancel blocks ever if you can. Do everything you can to not cancel blocks and to be on time with deliveries, with picking up your deliveries, with going back. This is super crucial because, like I said, Amazon is not afraid to deactivate you. So do everything you can to not give them reason to deactivate you. And my last tip is don't use the bots. A lot of drivers in the past have used the bots that will go and reserve blocks for them, but Amazon has gotten really good at picking up on these, and they deactivate flex drivers for it, and you're not coming back. Avoid using the blocks. Just have an ounce of discipline. Wake up early, reserve your blocks, and it will get easier, I promise. So anyways, that's what we got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out Work Solo in the description below. Get your guaranteed earnings today and get your $10 just by signing up and linking your Flex account. Stay safe out there more than anything, guys, and stay tuned for more updates.